Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today for Check It Out with Carmella-T. So glad to be back. So sorry that I'm a few weeks late here on the showing you how to do the larger and smaller hats. I was under the weather, so we are back, and we're going to start with this hat because this is a great example of a hat that came out too small. And I'm just going to put it on my head and just show you this piece right here. For another person, this would be too small. This is probably okay for me, but I want to show you that how it fits. So it's coming here to the ears. It's right above the eyes. This is the area right here that when you're talking about a hat too small or too large, this is the area you want to focus on. So I started to take out the stitches, and that's what you want to do. You want to start pulling out the stitches. It's not as easy as just adding stitches to make it larger or tightening stitches to make it smaller. First, you want to be able to unravel it to the point where it's at the crown. It's right at the tip of the crown. So when they put it on, now that you've added the stitches, now you have the room here. Or if it was too large and you're tightening the stitches, this is nice. This will be nice and snug here. This is the area you want to focus on. So you're just going to pull it back. And seriously, if you're not sure on how far to pull it back, what you want to do is unravel it to the point where you go back to the flat piece, where it's flat, before you start rounding it. And if you have to go back that far, typically you don't have to go back that far. So you're going to pull it out, and I'm going to show you here. And I've pulled out about, this is about 2 rows. And that's usually pretty good. 2 rows will probably get you to where you can start working with it. Now take a look at this. Look at the difference. See, I got a lot of room there. And actually, in this case, if I wanted, I could just leave it like, you know, I could pull it and have it, tie it and leave it like that. Now, to make this hat larger, let's say, what I'm going to do is use a larger hook than, let's say, I started out with a small hook. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit larger. This is larger, and that will help me get to the measurements I want quicker. And I'm not going to cut this yarn at all. I'm just going to continue where I was, and I'm going to make a chain, and then whatever stitch I was working. If you're doing single crochet or half double crochet or whatever it is you're doing, just work that stitch. But the thing of it is, this is the secret, is you want to add the chain between the stitches, because that chain is what's going to give you your extra room that you're looking for. And if you really don't want to add the chain and you just kind of want to work with a larger hook, you could try that too. That will work. It will take you a little more time. You might have to do a couple of rounds, but this will get you to where you need to be quicker. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to do chain, stitch, all the way around. And then what you're going to do is measure your hat. So you just put it here on your board. And this hat, I'm going to tell you something, was like a 9. And it's already got a little, it's already a little over 10. And I'm just going to do a few more stitches because I want to show you how quickly you do gain your length here, your extra length that you're looking for. So I'm going to add that chain, and then I'm going to do my stitch, chain, stitch. This one I had doubled up on my stitches, so it's very tight stitch there in this particular hat. Now, okay, now you're saying maybe those are too wide spaced. I'm going to tell you how to fix that in about a second. So now we're going to measure this again, because I just want to show you how quickly the measurement is affected. So now look at this. Now you are very close to 11. And I'm going to try this on because I want to show you how very quickly it gains its extra length. It's very quick. I mean, this is definitely fitting me much looser than when I first put it on. So that's what, now, if you're worried about your stitches being too far spaced and you don't like that design, what you can do once you get it to the length that you want, because this measuring 11 like that is very close to 11. So now this hat is very close to a 22. And what you want to do is once you get it, you're going to complete your round so you have a nice even design. And then if you want to tighten these up a tiny bit or close these in a little bit, then do another round of maybe just a chain or a single crochet and measure, and then make sure you measure it again. So that's how you lengthen the hat. So you first, the hat that you made, let's say it's too small. So the first thing you want to do is find where you tied it and untie it. Don't cut unless you really don't care about the that end of the hat at all. But you want to untie it, just use a needle to untie, and then unravel it a couple of rounds at least, so that it's fitting loosely over the crown, so you have something to work with. And it only takes a few rounds to make the hat full again. So that's how you enlarge the hat. Now, to make the hat smaller, as you have guessed, of course, and I'm going to show you this, I'm going to leave these stitches in, because if you have a hat that's too large, if you can unravel it a few rounds, that's great. If you can't, don't worry about it. You don't have to. A lot of people work from there because you're actually taking it in. So what you do is you're certainly not going to add extra chains, but you're going to just simply skip a chain. You're going to skip, and you're going to do another skip. And that's what you're going to do. You can do it in the stitch that you want. I am just simply showing you how quickly this also works. Now I've only done 4 stitches. Okay. I've done 4 stitches and I want to measure this for you. So this will come out. Already it's just below the 11, just over the 10. So I do a few more stitches, and what that means is it's closer to 20 inches now. So I'm going to skip another stitch or two, and I say stitch or two. I think 1 stitch is best to begin, and as you're measuring. So we'll do 1 more, and so I've done a total of 8 stitches, and it's still just, oh, get it at the 1 there. It's still above the 10, so we're going to go a few more stitches. And that's how you want to do it, really, until you're very, very sure and clear, but you want to do a few stitches at a time, and that will give you the assurance that you're heading in the right direction and how quickly those stitches make a difference. So to me, I can tell that this is still about the same size, and it is. So I'm going to take it down a notch on my crochet needle. I'm going to use a smaller crochet needle, and now I'm going to continue to skip one stitch, and this will bring it down slightly on the scale of stitches. I'm going from like an L down to a J, and there, I did about 6 stitches in the smaller hook. And I can tell that's tightened a little. And now we're gonna see what the measurement is. And it is now 20. Now that's at 20. And that was fairly quick. That was not, and that fits good. That feels good for me here. And that's back at 20. So that is how you enlarge a hat or make a hat smaller that you have made or you've bought or you're just trying to fix for someone. So I hope that helps and you have a wonderful day. If you have any questions, please send them to me. I'd be very happy to answer. Thank you.